Welcome back. This is M-Dog. And this will be a quick little video. We are actually catching some common roach. I think that might be the largest white bream I've had, so good time to start the video. Common roach, white bream, and rough. Really, this is one of those spots where you're going for common roach trophies. We have about 11. The bite rate is really good. The time's going to look a little funny because I did this for a few minutes earlier, paused, and then have come back recently. So in the past, let's see. We stop here. So the past 34 minutes, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trophies. And before that, we had a time of, let's see, 3:15 to 4:07, a little under an hour. And we had another 4, 5 trophies. So I'm guessing most of those trophies are coming in either like morning or late afternoon. Certainly a spot if you still haven't caught that blue tag common roach. I'd say this is a good spot to try. Both of my... Let me think if this is correct. I believe that both of my blue tag roach were caught here at Sura. A lot of them also come out at Ladoga, obviously, but we are looking at this spot here at Sura. And in this little Sura pond, there are, I would say, 2 or 3 spots where trophy spots tend to pop up. And this is the spot right now. I think there's... Funny enough, most of them tend to be on this shore, on this side, but there's a couple more spots further down. But right now, here around 60.44, 61.44, something like that, we're at a 10-meter clip. And yeah, it's been awfully good. We've crept up there to the 1.6 size, all the way down to just over trophy size at 1.2. So plenty of trophies coming out. This looks like a somewhat decent size, but not... Oh, it's just under trophy. I knew it was going to be close. So let's talk about what we're using here. A little interesting, the differences in our setups, I guess. Which we can look a little more closely and try to figure out if we can figure out what's been best. I mean, all 3 have been working. So the first and third one are the same except for the leader. Here's the first, and just so you know, this is the ground bait we're using. Obviously the same ground bait on all 3. 6.8 liters on all 3, but notice on the first 2 lines we do have braided line versus fluorocarbon, size 6 hooks, and then mayfly larva on the first and stonefly larva on the second. So that's really the only difference. I guess you could argue that the color of the braided line we're using is different between the first 2. But besides that, the only difference is we've got mayfly larva on one and stonefly on the other. I thought I just saw a bite, but I guess not. And then finally on the third line, I did put fluorocarbon on. And mayfly larva on this one. So we've only had 1 stonefly larva in, 2 mayfly. The fluorocarbon versus braided line has not seemed to make a difference. So the largest one we caught was on mayfly, another mayfly, there's a stonefly. When I first started, it felt like there's another mayfly. It felt like initially that the stonefly was just going to be better because the first 2 trophies I had came in on stonefly. But as you see, since that time, there's a third stonefly. Since that time, the mayfly has been doing much better. And so it seems like both are working, you know, I don't want to say equally well, but they're both working really well. You probably could also catch them on cheese cubes, to be honest. Anything that roaches really like, it just seems like the trophies are coming out right now. So we are using 60 centimeter length leaders on all 3 and size 6 hooks on all 3. 10-meter clip, just straight ahead. Trying to kind of hit it right on top of or right past that group of lily pads there. But as is often the case with these, you know, trophy roach spots, the roach percentage is nice. I mean, sorry, the trophy percentage is nice and healthy. One thing that's kind of fun, we've had small rough, but look at the white bream we've caught. It's not bad. We've had several over the 300 gram mark. So what that means with the white bream and the rough is that you have the potential of bait fish. It also means that it's not as slow as it would be with overnights. So even if you sit here during the nighttime, you'll still occasionally catch a roach, but that's when you'll see some of the white bream come in and maybe a rough or two. So it's slower at night, but it's not completely like miserable at night like sometimes these spots could be. But yeah, it's been good. I know there's also a hot spot on Ladoga right now for roach, but I just decided to try this one first, and this one has been quite good. So again, if you're looking for trophy common roach, or even if you want to sit and try to get lucky on a blue tag, it seems like this is one of those spots, one of those times where it just might happen for you. We'll try to look at another fish or two, and then we'll go ahead and wrap this video up. Again, not a lot to say about it other than it's always fun, to me at least, when you can sit on a spot and catch a decent amount of trophies, even if it's a species like common roach. I still don't mind. It's just fun to catch trophies. That is a really big one. 1.5. I thought that might have been 1.6 again. And that was on the fluorocarbon. But like I said, they've been coming in on all three. There's no discernible advantage that I can tell between the fluorocarbon and the braided white bream. So let's check that real quick. Let's see if the stonefly larva is what's catching a higher rate of white bream, or if it's just random. Obviously that one just came in on stonefly, but yeah, there's a mayfly. There's the stonefly we just caught. Stonefly, mayfly. So it looks like mayfly is catching them just as much, if not more, than stonefly. I just wasn't sure about that. I guess we can double check rough as well. Mayfly. Remember, we do have 2-to-1 mayfly versus stonefly in. So it looks like the rough percentage right now is 2 on stonefly, which that might be significant, again, considering we actually have 2 mayfly and 1 stonefly in. See if we see one more fish here, and then we'll wrap it up. Not a lot else to say. It's a fun little spot, though, and I'm sure the Ladoga one is as well. Some of the best roach trophy spots are at Ladoga, if for no other reason, because there's occasions at least where you can line that up and also catch some whitefish, which that's really cool. You don't have the potential of catching something like that here. This is a little more typical roach, white bream, rough. You know, there's crucian gibbles in here. Common carp might occasionally bite in here, but this is more like what you'd find at Mosquito or, you know, other places like that in this pond here at Sura. Where the waters in Ladoga, if you get on a good trophy roach spot there, you'll sometimes see a little bit more exotic fish occasionally coming in. Is that another white bream? Nope. Alright, so there you go. 10-meter clip here at 60.44, 61.44. One last look at the ground bait. It's pretty much just a pretty simple ground bait that just makes sense for roach. Alright, as always, tight lines, everybody. Hope you enjoy, and hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.